Robert turned and looked at An. "You fucking told them about me," he seethed, pushing his son and knocking them both off balance. Blood dripped from Robert's temple onto the parquet floor. He raised his arm and pressed the sleeve of his designer dress shirt against the laceration. "Just get them the money," An responded, regaining his balance, his tone stalwart. "Move over to the bedpost." "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" Robert said, his eyes wide open, glaring as his son attached the cuffs, first to his wrist, then to the mahogany post of the double bed. "What I think needs to be done," An replied, looking at Robert's wound, which had by now stained a large area of his shirt sleeve. "What you think? You're a college kid," Robert shouted, yanking his arm and rocking the bed. Robert shook his head. "Mihan called me in Florida, asked me to help mobilize a search for you." He glanced at his watch. "Right now, she's at the American Embassy with Bertrand at the meeting I set up. I was on my way to join them when your Arab friends grabbed me. I know all that, and I really don't care." "You don't care that your stepmother and your father are worried sick about you? You don't care about your family?" Robert asked, flabbergasted. "How can you be even a tiny bit Vietnamese and not care about your family?" "I worship at the altar of my ideology, not my family. Just get the money," An said, his voice cold. Robert looked ahead, trying to think of a way to reach him, to find out what had driven him to join the Middle East radicals. If he could figure that out, maybe he could find a way to draw him away. "Tell me about the others. Their movement. Who are they?" An did not respond right away. He turned and looked again at the bloodstain on Robert's shirt sleeve. "They're my friends from school. They believe in their cause as I do in mine." An reached back and pulled the hood of his sweatshirt over his head. It was chilly in the room. "What is your cause?" Robert asked. "The opposite of yours," An responded. "Explain." Robert shifted back and forth on his feet to keep warm. An smirked. "Let me guess. You celebrated when the Berlin Wall fell, right? I opposed it. You approved when Solidarity won in Poland. I hated it. You denounced the Chinese Communist Party crackdown on the pro-democracy protests in Tiananmen Square. I loved it." "Yes, opposite," Robert said, shaking his head. "I'm happy the West is winning the Cold War. I see you are not. We are also on different sides in the Middle East. Ramzi invited me to meetings of the Islamic movement at school. Rare for a non-Muslim," An explained. "Ramzi? Is he the one who ripped my skin with the barrel of the machine gun?" "Yes, we call him Rai from Kuwait," An said. "He wants to make Islam great again." "Like in the 13th century?" Robert asked incredulously. "Yes. He'll let you go if you get the money." "Christ, An! You don't know that!" "To them, America is the enemy of the Islamic Revolution. To me, it's the enemy of the Socialist Revolution." "So, you kidnap your stepmother's friend and blackmail me to finance their cause?" An began to shift back and forth, too. "When you have a higher purpose, kidnapping, blackmailing are okay." "I see." "Yes," An replied, his voice sounding less certain. "Risking your family, losing them, that's okay too?" "Yes. Yes,